All right, guys, welcome to our Doodle Notes. Today I'm actually going to be doing them along with you as you complete your notes. This is the page that we are going to. We're doing the rotation and revolution notes, so we're talking all about Earth's movement today. I hope this is making more sense to you one way or another. There we go, that might make the most sense, huh? Okay. So rotation versus revolution. If you were in class with us, we have done some movements for rotation, right? If you are the Earth, you stand there and you spin on its axis. Rotation takes about 1 day, right? We know this from studying the Earth's movements already. We know this from just talking about it. So these are doodle notes, so remember to do them in color. You're going to want to bubble in your letters. I'm going to use orange for rotation, so I'm going to write everything in orange. So it's nice and color-coded. Remember, we do doodle notes so that we can recognize or help organize our papers a little better, maybe remember a little bit more. So rotation takes 24 hours or 1 day. So maybe I just rewrite it. You can color it in if you want. 1 day. Rotation is the spinning of the Earth on its axis. So let's write that in. Spinning of Earth around axis. If I were to color in my notes, and I absolutely think that you need to color these in, so make sure you're using color when you're doing doodle notes. You could color in all of the ocean, but as I am on limited time, I might not. Color in my different land masses. Some people think coloring is therapeutic, so if that's you, spend some time nicely coloring your notes. So there's my Earth. My axis is right there. My rotation is this spinning around the Earth, right? That's an arrow. We know that our axis is tilted about 23.5 degrees. We learned that nutation is the phenomenon of this change of the axis. Tilt. We just learned that it can actually be anywhere from 22.5 to 24.5 degrees tilted. It's actually a range, but this is our average tilt. Okay. There we go. Our average tilt. And this phenomenon of rotation, the spinning of around the Earth's axis, causes day and nighttime. So you can color in your sun, day, daytime, which is about 12 hours, and nighttime, which is about 12 hours on average. But we know that that changes depending on the time of the year, right? In the winter, there are many more hours of day or of nighttime than there are daytime, dark time. And in the summer, there are more hours of daylight than there are of no light or moonlight. Okay, so that is rotation. Again, it is the spinning of the Earth around the axis. It takes 24 hours to complete. It causes daytime and nighttime. If we switch over to revolution now, and let's say I've used pink for this one. Revolution, we learned when we were talking about the moon, the sun, and the earth. We've been acting this out in class. You make an orbit around a chair or some fixed object in the room. Revolution. One revolution, or, I'll write it down in just a second. One revolution, or the movement complete path called orbit of planet around the sun. The movement or the complete path of orbit around the sun. This takes approximately 365.25 days or 1 year. If you were here with us or did the lab online like you were supposed to, you learned that 1 Earth year is not the same as the year 1 Jupiter year or 1 Saturn year or Mercury year. We learned that Kepler's third law tells us that the closer the planet is to the sun, the closer it is, the shorter its orbit is going to be around the Earth. Orbit is defined as the path planet travels around an object, or in this case, the sun. Okay. So we draw in a picture. The sun's right here. I purposely drew it over towards the other side because remember our planets orbit in ellipses. And if we were to draw the Earth, put it right here. Maybe some green land around. It takes 1 year to complete a revolution. This causes the seasons. Find my pink marker again. The seasons. And then, so we have, I would color in these buckets and stuff. Maybe. Yeah, make my sand bucket orange. And the leaf is going to be orange. I have a purple umbrella. Some rain. And maybe my snowflake is going to be blue. Okay, so it causes the seasons. Bless me, excuse me. So it causes the seasons. Another phenomenon that we see with the orbit of the Earth or the revolution, we also get what we call an equinox and a solstice. So this is when sun's rays shine, it's like my pen is dying, directly on the equator. Happens 2 times a year. And these happen in spring and fall. The next one is coming up, I believe, on September 21st. That's an equinox. We call it equinox. Equa means equal. So we have an equal amount of sunlight spread out. Our solstice, however, and this actually will give us, let me use a different color, equal hours of daylight and darkness, because the sun's light is shining directly over the equator. However, we also have solstices, which are when the sun is the greatest distance from equator. This will give us the most unequal amount of daylight and darkness. This happens 2 times a year as well. This will happen in the winter and the summer. During the summer solstice, we actually have the most hours of daylight. During the winter solstice, we have the most hours of sunlight. Of darkness. Darkness in winter, sunlight in summer. The sun's rays are no longer directly on the equator. So if this was my Earth, maybe, the sun's rays might be mostly right here. Unequal distribution of the sunlight is what happens during our solstice. So we get unequal amounts of daylight and darkness. Equinox, equal, so the sun rays are directly on the equator. It happens twice a year. Equal hours of daylight and darkness happens in the spring and fall. Again, what causes this phenomenon is revolution, which is the movement or the complete path of the orbit of a planet around the sun. Ours takes about 365 days. We learned in Kepler's laws that it takes the revolution of Mercury, a planet that is closer to the sun, is going to take less time than a planet that is further from the sun, say Earth. Have a great day, guys. I will post a vocabulary for you to also copy down. Take a picture of this and submit it. Have a great day.